tight.
Right? And welcome to episode 21 of The Great Satan. I think it's 21, 22, maybe 20. I don't know.
Something like that.
I think it's 21 or 22. I should probably look to see how many of these I've done. It's 21. It's 21. The last one I did was the Honey Store. We themed it Death Grips and Seinfeld, so we called it the Honey Store. It was episode.
Shit, that's pretty wet.
Yeah, it was fucking fun. This is I like to start on the on the screen cap of what the fuck the the intro music was or whatever. So people, I'm not just stealing this shit. You can go see it. It's cool. And I'm giving them if you like it, go listen to it. It was really interesting. Pretty much all I ever
clout,
Yeah, give them. Yeah, you got to spread the cloud out. We're all about clout spreading. I'm joined today on episode 21 of The Great Satan by Cole, who goes by on the Twitter. He goes by AOL Albanian and Netscape. Almost said Netflix. Netscape with the hard R. Netscape Negro. No, with a soft. Wait.
Exactly. If I have to get to Netflix. If I get to Netflix, that will be a dark day because every sort of account that I got on, I pick a new tech company. I'm thinking the next one is going to be Casio, like the Casio watches. Honestly, if I get to Netflix, one, where am I getting all these fucking phone numbers from? Two, just how the fuck have I gotten suspended so many times? Because I feel like it's gotten, at least in the last few weeks, it's gotten a little bit harder to get suspended on Twitter.
Yeah, they've been making it, it's been pretty nuts. Well, I mean, when you have every media personality defending rape publicly, it's pretty hard to block, ban people for saying that, George Soros should die. I don't know, whatever the fuck people are saying that's cancelable.
Mine wasn't even that bad. I got on my last account for saying the N-word in a friendly context to just myself.
Right. How's that work?
It was honestly pretty strange. I mean, that was the last account that I got on. I actually did get briefly suspended on Netscape, and that's why I went over to AOL, because I was talking about the CIA, which was honestly kind of funny to get suspended for talking about the CIA. I had a little bit of a freedom fighter moment. Yeah. And then they gave me that account back 2 or 3 days ago. And it was weird because I've never actually seen someone be suspension before on left Twitter.
Yeah. How'd you get your account back? What did you say?
I lied, which was the number one strat. I told them that because they got me for suspicious content, and they wanted me to verify my phone number. And the phone number that I've been using was an Israeli phone number that I purchased just to, a one and done.
Right.
And so I told them that I was a U.S. troop that was stationed abroad, and I didn't have access to a phone for security reasons.
Yes.
And that I needed to only be able to verify from email from now on, if that was possible, because of course it's easier to make a fake email than it is a phone number.
Right.
And they ended up it took them a month. It took them about a month. But I read on Reddit, actually, that if you email the Twitter head of security, and I don't actually have that email on hand, but if you want, I can give it to you, maybe throw it in the bio for anyone that's been suspended, you have a higher chance of getting your appeal overturned because it bypasses the bots and they have to read it as part of their job. They don't have to give you your account back, but they're more likely to because it's an actual person reading it. So if you come up with a sob story, then they'll actually go and read it.
Hell yeah. And then this is great because you stole Valor and they gave you your account back.
Exactly. I literally just told them I don't have access to a phone for security reasons because we're on base and we can't have a phone. that I can have an email, and I don't actually know if that's true. I've never even been around the military, but I would assume that it would be a little bit harder to get access to a phone as a troop than an email.
Yeah, no, they have, I guess, all that, but yeah, you wouldn't have like a phone. It's kind of like being in prison.
Yeah.
So I think that probably stands to reason, especially if like the person that you're talking to isn't a ex troop or like some kind of a would be troop or and they
Exactly. I figured the person that I was talking to was some Silicon Valley like centrist couch surfer kind of guy.
hell yeah, you're probably right. I think I made some interesting art here.
Yeah, no. When is this going up in the MoMA? Like, this is trippy as fuck.
Yeah, I might make it like a flyer for something if people ever do like live anything ever again.
Yeah.
After this, then I might make it like a show flyer.
That'd be cool. I mean, basically just a chopped and screwed version of a screenshot, but it's fucking wet.
It's definitely fucking with my head. I'm down with it. And then like zoomed out. There we go. Cool. And we'll call that fucking good. That's the this is a fun way of doing the intro. You're like a part of a new visual experience for the pod. Oh yeah, you mentioned this morning I'm with her was trending.
Which gave me a little bit of a shock when I first saw it. I was like, oh fuck, is she back?
Yeah.
Please no.
And it's awesome because if you had to imagine a person worse than Hillary Clinton, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like on the scale of like grift, not even grift, but just like scumbag-itude. I'm gonna go ahead and just screen cap the top of her thing, and then we'll be pasting it over into the thing. Professor, wife, mother, hockey player. Actually, I'll go ahead and put it in the paint because then
I never actually saw her face, but I did her Twitter account, but I did see her face, and it screamed like ancient PTA mom.
Yeah, Jo Jorgensen, 2020 candidate for. She has president here, but it says professor, wife, mother, hockey player, former libertarian vice presidential candidate. Oh, so she wants to be president, not vice president.
I have no idea what she wants to be, honestly. Because okay, so apparently.
Oh, go ahead.
Apparently, she is the libertarian presidential. Not going by her Twitter account, she was the one who got picked to be the libertarian candidate, which is surprising to me because I had literally never heard of her.
Yeah.
I would have thought that they would have gone for like Vermin Supreme or somebody. I don't know if John McAfee can legally run, considering he's a fugitive from the United States of America. But I would have thought if any party would have nominated like an active fugitive, then it would have been the Libertarian Party, considering he like got for like libertarian crimes, which was like murdering someone on your property or some shit.
Yeah, and like allegedly a bunch of sex stuff too. But
freak. He posts like videos of him eating ass on Instagram Live, and then like talk about fucking Bitcoin.
Yeah, that dude. If any libertarian deserves respect, it's that guy.
Absolutely.
Free my man. Ass eating champion. Free him. Also,
she's also a weeb.
This woman, yeah, her. Yeah. I'll copy this image in the JoJo's Big Adventure.
I don't know if she's sort of trying to valor, because I know McAfee also did a JoJo profile picture. So I don't know if they're like, they might just be really self-aware and catering to their audience, because I wouldn't be surprised if there was a large number of libertarian fans that are also huge anime stans.
Probably. I mean, I think if there's anything we know about libertarians and anime, it's that both of them are into pedophilia.
True.
So billionaires, regular libertarians, and you know, and weebs are all like big time into kid stuff. That's not a cool thing to call that, actually. I should probably take that, but it's not kid stuff. Kids are not into that.
Well, it is children's cartoons, but or at least they look like it at first glance. I mean, I've watched some anime that is definitely not child friendly, but they're definitely you could say you are being accurate with that one.
Oops. Undo. Cool. All the normal like MS Paint stuff kind of works even in this weird thing.
Wait till you get to fucking. Have you ever tried Paint 3D?
Yeah, I love Paint 3D. There's a link for that right there, but I'm sharing this window, and if I do a Paint 3D, it'll open that. And I'm thinking for the visual, at least for this, let's call it the inaugural version of this.
Yeah, you're like pioneering podcast technology right now.
Right, by like making MS Paint the visual for the thing. This is pretty tight. I'm having I'll probably have to slow down on this a little bit if I have to actually like riff anything.
Yeah, I'm gonna need to get you some more images or some shit.
Yeah, I'm just like doing this and making you do all the riffing, the heavy lifting on the
That's
riffing.
okay.
What I could do, here's another, like this would be tight as hell, is like an episode where I have another person on that's not on mic at all, and then they're in control of the visual.
Yeah, maybe like that could be like, instead of having like an editor boy that you like, abuse the shit out of as a bit, you just have like a abstract paint that you use the shit out of as a bit.
Yeah, and just make fun of the art that they're doing. That would actually be pretty tight.
Maybe try and find a guy whose name is Jackson, so you could do like a Jackson Pollock joke.
Yeah, exactly. Or you could have just a webcam and like have it facing down, and then do like Wes Anderson style like moving paper around.
Yeah, that would be fucking cool.
Yeah. Man, we're having like great ideas right now. So Nicholas Sarwark, she's like retweeting that guy. So she's like, this Jo Jorgensen lady is like a not cool type of libertarian. There's libertarians that are cool. There are libertarians that are very uncool, and then there are libertarians that are like begrudgingly cool because they're kind of borderline sex criminals. And you're like, man, that really shows the flaws in the system. Is that these people are allowed to be, in public for free.
Yeah, I'm wondering her policies. I'm actually on her website right now, which it is not a very well done website. Like some of the images are in like a weird, fucked up, like lower resolution. It's got a bunch of like stock images and shit. I think she has her home address listed.
Tight.
I'm not 100% sure on that. I don't think that I would be very surprised if she has a campaign office.
Just about to go and go to her website and just copy, like screen cap a whole bunch of it and put it into the Paint window. I'm not going to do that if there's a home address listed.
Yeah, I am not 100% sure about that, but I'm on her issues page right now.
Okay.
And she wants to end any new borrowing by the United States government. So she wants to completely destroy our economy because the way that it's set up now, like we basically have completely fucked ourselves, and we have to keep borrowing money. Like our whole economy is now, because we don't have like a gold standard or anything anymore, and it would be very hard to do that considering I think a lot of our gold is tied up in like weird fucked up international treaties. So she wants to end any borrowing, which would mean just completely tanking our economy. But I guess for a libertarian, that's like good or whatever.
Yeah, the cool thing is like that's one of the ways that there's like kind of common cause with Marxists or whatever is like if capitalists start to kind of like actually have any kind of ideological consistency like that, like libertarians do, where they're like, yeah, don't borrow anything. Well, then the whole system collapses, right? Like that's why fascism is so dangerous, is because it's like opportunistically keeping capitalism alive, right? But they're like, when you talk to libertarians, they're like, that's not, capitalism's great and good, and it's when everything just works and the state doesn't do anything, right? So if you actually like let them have their way, you're like, yeah, do that, absolutely. Let's make let's make capitalism reach its final conclusion. It would fail in like instantly. Like it wouldn't even be slow. It would happen so fast.
It would
Yeah, we would have
terrible, yeah.
like full space communism in like a single generation. Because like it requires the state being violent to uphold. So whatever they call capitalism isn't capitalism at all because they don't think the state should uphold it. So
Yeah, they just want completely. They just like almost an absence of any sort of structure.
Yeah.
It can like. That's why so many libertarians just bite the bullet and become like ANCAPs, is because like once you start believing in sort of the libertarian philosophy, you end up just taking it to its natural conclusion of like, well, okay, maybe there should be some government but a lot of unregulation, or I could just have absolutely nothing and like fucking corporations should be able to do feudalism and shit.
Right. And that's when they're like, technically some kind of like fascist,
Oh yeah.
They actually want a state that's a giant company, that owns everything.
Yeah, a lot of ANCAPs are just sort of basically corporate fascists.
Right. Yeah, for sure. For sure. So but this lady is kind of somewhere in that like moderate Sarwark area where it's basically like a Republican that thinks war's bad.
Mm-hmm.
Which is
yeah. Well, speaking of war's bad, her second issue is actually, well, she sums it up as turn America into one giant Switzerland, where she wants to, and this isn't 100% terrible, but the way that she wants to go about it is kind of bad. She wants to end all sort of foreign wars, but also recall every single one of our armed forces home.
Oh, that's
and
dope.
Including, which is good, but it's also like she just wants to do it basically pretty much as quickly as possible, would kind of fuck things over because we have a lot of like things, like it would basically start a bunch more wars because it would be like, oh, America's not here, let's fucking kick it into overdrive.
Right. Yeah, on the one hand, I do agree with like you have to do like a measured kind of removal.
Yeah, and unless you're doing like a lot of these policies would be really good for just an all-out revolution.
Yeah.
Because at that point you're just completely redoing everything, and there wouldn't even, you have an excuse to fuck all that shit up. But if like wanting to do this basically democratically is not a good look.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, so this lady sucks. This lady.
Yeah.
Sucks.
She has like an inkling of a good idea, but then it sucks.
Bag. Yeah, she's like a mixed bag lady. All these people are like adding Joe Rogan, trying to get her on his show.
Mm-hmm. And then she also wants to completely basically deregulate healthcare and basically have it be like a sort of like an open bazaar where you're
yikes
bidding for the lowest healthcare possible, which, I think in your head that might seem like a good idea because you have all these companies trying to undercut each other.
Right.
But they would just immediately all band together and just be like, hey, let's just not charge lower than X.
Right. Like we've always seen like the idea of antitrust even existing or like not having agreements like that. It's so easy to just like bite the bullet, take your take the punishment for it, and then just do exactly what the fuck you were doing anyway. Or whatever the government tells you to do. But if the laws aren't on the books, then you can just go right back. I mean, like Microsoft isn't a gone company, like they still exist. So like if you fuck up and do monopoly, you don't get in trouble for it at all.
Yeah, you have to go about a monopoly in a weird sort of like cultish identity sense where you have with Apple, where it's like it's less about like the product being better and more your mindset regarding like it's almost like a sort of like a cult basically. It's like you don't have this Apple product. Well, not only are you going to probably like be locked out of a lot of features that you want, but you're also going to be sort of on the outs with everyone who does. Like you still see it today, where you have people like calling out people for having Twitter for Android instead of Twitter for iPhone, and you don't see that a lot on left Twitter. That's more on normie Twitter.
Right. The color of the screen, the what do you call it? The like text bubbles and all that. I'm a diehard Android user.
Exactly.
And I've never gotten shit.
I honestly don't. As long as I have something that gets that gets the job done.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't give a
Like
fuck.
I would definitely switch to Android if I hadn't just like paid for a bunch of stuff on Apple already when I was younger and had exclusively Apple products, because they are like, being an adult now and trying to like maintain iPhones. I just had to shell out like $15 for a charger because they still like don't have sort of an open source charger
Yeah,
program. Like you can get like knockoff chargers, but they aren't going to work as well.
yeah, that shit sucks. They're the worst. I fucking hate Apple for that. Not just for that shit, but like just
Yeah,
in general.
fuck Apple.
I don't like Apple. But so yeah.
And then if we go on to her other issues, she wants to
let's stay on
open
her.
borders, which is pretty good, but she also wants to like just make it legal to like exploit the shit out of immigrants, which is bad.
Yeah.
And then only like the only like 100% through and through good idea that I agree with on this issues page is that, and this actually puts her to the left of pretty much every single Democrat politician except for Bernie Sanders, is she wants to just basically completely end the drug war and free anyone for any sort of nonviolent drug crime and expunge drug crimes from people's records, which is pretty good.
Hell yeah. That's the other cool thing is like that's kind of the sugar that libertarians get you with is the anti-carceral policies. So like if you tell a 19-year-old kid that has zero materialist or like any kind of education or anything, like grew up under American education systems and like the red curtain or whatever you want to call it, where you have no access to information, you think, oh shit, no other ideology has this. Like so that's where
I definitely got hit with that when I was like basically a young Republican when I was a teenager.
Yeah, because they had like anti-carceral people back then. And you go, oh shit, that's tight as hell. I definitely agree that the government shouldn't lock people up for having weed or whatever. And then 10 years later, you're like, well, I guess they need to build a wall. I don't know. You don't really know how the fuck you get there, but oh shit, if I can make this thing go. I'm gonna hit. Yeah. So the all the rest of her shit is mostly just boilerplate, regular, middle of the road style, far right, like Reagan neoliberalism, but with a different coat of paint on it.
Yeah.
Which makes sense that she would use the "I'm with her" hashtag if you think about it, right? It's pretty similar to somebody else we know.
But people did not like that. Let me tell you, they were like, "This is our word. You can't say that. This is Hillary's phrase. You can't steal her catchphrase that she made."
Right. She did that. She built that. You don't get to unbuild her cool thing that we like her for.
Which I'm gonna have to come out for Hillary for this one, because I thought that it was a Hillary thing, and clicking on it and seeing it was not a Hillary thing was mildly upsetting.
Right, because she deserves to have that, though.
Exactly. She, like, that's her sort of like her thunder, basically. Like it's sort of her. Which one comes first, thunder or lightning?
I think regular thunder. No, yeah, thunder. No, first comes love, and then comes marriage.
Okay. I live in California, so it doesn't rain. Whichever one comes first, that's like sort of the precursor to a Hillary epidemic.
Got it. Okay, that makes sense. They're stealing her something. Her Sunshine, like that Lynn song
Exactly.
from the 90s. It goes do da
Yeah.
do da do 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 da do 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 da.
And it has that fucking intro where they're just stoned out of their minds.
Yes. Exactly. I don't remember that part, but
It might have been on the album. Hold on.
oh hell yes. This is actually going to get really tight now. The artwork's finally starting to click for me too while you're looking that up, which means we just did the thing that I was like hoping I wouldn't do, which is be caught up doing this while you're caught up doing something
That's
else.
okay. I got it.
The other tightest part of this though is that like even though I was like doing this while you were doing that, I could talk about doing this. I could like be present of mind. This looks
And we're
doesn't that look
bouncing
dope now?
off of it. This looks like something that would be in my personal hell.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's only on the album version, but it's a skit between the bandmates, and I think they're trying to cheer up a bandmate by getting them pussy.
Oh hell yeah.
I bring back in like skits on, like only rappers do skits now. Like everyone used to have fucking skits on their albums. What happened?
Real talk. I mean skits on like regular rock and roll albums would happen like back in the day. Back in
Yeah, everyone used to have like fuck. You'd have skits on jazz albums, skits on rap albums, skits on rock albums. I want skits on everything. Bring back skits.
This is gonna be tight. Okay, post, and then we'll go back over to this, and then this. Pull it over here. Oh hell yeah, and it's transparented. Hell yes, even better. So now
Speaking of Hillary, I was actually looking up. Well, my partner found this like book website where you can find it's a little bit more in depth than Amazon. You can search by like signed and like edition and shit, and just randomly they found a fucking Hillary signed book, and apparently Hillary, like you'd think that something signed by B. Hillary Clinton would be worth a shitload of money, but I guess either like she signs a lot of books, or no, the market for Hillary signed stuff is not as big as I'd hoped. But you can get like a signed Hillary book for like $40. And I was thinking like, damn, if they do another stimulus check, like,
oh man,
I'm sort of
they should have
on
never
like the
gave
last
Mav
half.
$1,200.
They really should not have given me that much money because I bought so much stupid shit with the first 600, and then the second 600 is like in case of emergencies. But if they do another one, I will buy a signed Hillary Clinton book and then do some fucked up shit for internet points.
Yes, absolutely. Oh shit, you could do like no, I almost said a really gross thing. I was gonna say you could do a cum tribute.
Someone said, I was considering it. Someone said that I should like jerk off on every single page, like nut on every single page.
Yes.
And then just at the end of like, because it's probably like a fucking like 600-page book, just slam it shut.
Yes. Exactly.
I feel like that counts as art.
Yeah, for sure. That's art.
I feel like coming on a small amount of an item is not art. Like if you just nut on like a statue once, that's not art. But if you nut on something to the point where it's more cum than book or cum than something else, like that's art.
Right. No, of course. I think you would have a hard time not calling something that takes that much labor art.
Exactly.
Like I think that's really where it comes from. Is like the labor involved. Like this thing right here, right? I mean, yeah, I'm doing this thing. Okay, so tweet again, and then one more tweet. I'm basically just spamming the I'm with her thing. I hope that I don't get in trouble for this being like bot posting, because it looks pretty bot posting-y. If I'm not,
I think that because like there's so many bots on Twitter nowadays, but I think that you're somewhat in the clear. I don't know. Depends on how long you post, how much you posted for.
Let's see. This one looks fucking tight. Damn, this is gonna get fucking nuts. Okay, one more. Let's move the. Oh shit, that's not over there. Okay, there we go. Put all three together like that, and then there we go. I think this will be the last one. We'll make it a triptych series of posts, and then we'll go a little bit bigger there. Copy. Actually, no, just move. What I meant to do, and then yeah, shit is fucking. All right, there we go. Pink. Actually, let's make this one. Let's go through and run some other colors through it. There we go. Okay, copy.
It looks like if this was some sort of like candy, this would taste fucking amazing. This Hillary Clinton abstract art, because I mean you got all the classic candy colors: pink, brown, green, light blue.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I really want stuff to be, is like tasty. You know, I just want. I think visual art needs to be just fucking
Tasty.
tasty. Yeah, like not. Well, no, I don't know. I'm not in. I mean, it's not personally like my favorite kind of candy, but like cum art is kind of a kind of candy. If you think.
True. I mean, I'm sure someone would eat the cum statue and the cum book.
Yeah,
For
book,
some
statue.
reason.
Would you leave just the page with her signature on it uncummed on, or would you do that one last?
I would do that one last, I think. So it turns out Libertarian Woman has absolutely no merch.
What?
Which feels weird to me. Like if this was just one of the people, but I'm pretty sure other libertarians have merch. Like, I mean, fucking Yang had merch, and he was like technically a libertarian.
Right. Okay, so psychologist Grandma the country ever had. Okay, so here's what we got to do. We're gonna start making her merch.
Yeah, like what the fuck what do libertarians? I guess like they're all into like vaporwave now. They're big into like, because they want to sort of go back to like the feels of the Reagan era, where they were like talking about deregulating government when they weren't actually, because Reagan did a bunch of fucking regulations, but
Right.
They want sort of that feel, so they go for like the retro vaporwave kind of feel. So you really want to hit those like pinks, oranges, blues, the pastels, you know.
Yeah, kind of like what I'm doing, except different.
Exactly.
Like, let's do
Put
that.
like if you got, can you do clip art?
Yeah, I've got, I'll have a thing up in 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Going to bounce over to her thing. We'll take this. We'll take a little bit of this. If this will, my screen sharing's paused. I didn't pause it. You see this? Still?
It looks like you're not moving to me. Oh,
Okay. It's sharing again. Okay, cool.
we're good.
I gotta wait for this to go away so that I can pull this back up. Okay, cool. Normal text goes here, and the vaporwave of text pulls up over here. I don't like that one. I don't like that. That's not vaporwave text. That's just different text formats for like putting it into tweets or whatever. I wanted image generator image. There we go. Retrowave photo. Okay, perfect. Found it. Okay. Great, Graham. What do you call it? Your text. I'll have you cook. That's all you get. Okay. Psychologist grandma libertarian.
She looks pretty fucking young for a grandma.
Right? Like she looked, I mean, I'm not saying she would get it, but like she looks like she's taking care of herself.
Yeah, she looks like she would be dropping her kids off at elementary school and not dropping her grandchildren off at like the welfare line.
Yeah. There we go.
She also has, I'm just scrolling through her timeline right now. Her like ads suck. They're using like some generic I think that's Sony Vegas. I'm not sure of where that effect is coming from,
The
but it's just a generic like effect with a little like blocked out white slide
Yeah, it's
filter added
bad.
to
I
it.
mean, the one that I just posted. Oh shit! It went away as soon as I. Okay, play again and then pause it. Okay, then we can snip it again, and then boom. This is April 5th. Too. She has a big. Either she's like a huge tweet deleter, or we have some kind of odd fucking problem. Okay, this
I
is
think that she won because she was
actually
the most normal.
look at that shit. It's like almost the same colorway
True.
from one to the other. Shit's
But
gnarly.
yeah, she does not have a staying presence, that's for sure.
No, not at all. I've been looking at her name for like the past 30 minutes straight. Like every couple seconds, I'm looking at her name again, and
Yeah.
I don't remember it. I'm looking right at it, and I don't know her name. You know what I mean?
Well, when I scrolled to the bottom, I just thought it was a typo and that this was like a Joe Biden page because it's like donate to Joe, and I'm like, oh, they forgot the E.
Yeah, they fucked up. They goofed. They did a goof. They did a bad. They should not have done that. They should have used the E. No, I mean she's probably like a super nice lady or whatever. I don't think she should be president. But the good news is she won't be president. I
Yeah,
guess,
no, I don't. I would be very surprised if a libertarian, because they don't even have like you need like 15% of the vote or something like that to get like federal funding. I don't even think they have that, which is probably like their goal is to not have federal funding. But
that is the weird thing.
she's like,
Their goal is to get federal funding. Like they
I
actually
think so.
Yeah, you're right. They do want federal funding for their party to have ads so that they can make the federal government not spend money on anything else.
Hmm. But she's just like she's fucking boring.
Yeah. It's pretty gnar how boring she
Which sucks because there were funnier people out there. Like if you're going up in a race against Joe Biden and Donald Trump, you're gonna want someone with that sort of level of energy. You're gonna want a crazy old man, and that's why they should have gone with McAfee.
Yeah, you want that insane sex criminal murderer energy if you're gonna be a libertarian anyway. Like you want name
Exactly.
recognition and you want like a subtle threat of violence.
Mm-hmm. And like that, like McAfee's already on par with Trump because he has a brand. I mean, he has that shitty antivirus that no one uses.
Right, exactly. And the other cool thing, like in his like life now, his whole thing is like there's no such thing as antivirus. Like I've seen other interviews he's done where he's just like, yeah, antivirus is actually stupid, so just don't do it.
Yeah, well, his fucking his software, like, I mean, it used to be okay. I think his thing is like it was decent. It wasn't amazing, but then once he left, he basically started like they basically started just turning into an adware platform, and like I have the current version installed on my laptop, and it just ruins my laptop because it takes up so much fucking power and so much processor speed and disk speed and all that. It's just constantly checking, and it's a bitch to turn off.
Yeah, I hate it. I am not a big fan of McAfee or any antivirus really.
Yeah, I just use Windows Defender, and I have like a scan program. Like I have a program that does like that. It doesn't do like a timed scan or anything, but it does like a scan when I want it to. When I think that there's something wrong, I can like boot it up, and it'll go through and delete anything that it thinks is sus.
Yeah, that would be fucking tight.
Apparently, okay, McAfee just tweeted 2 hours ago, got a podcast with 1,000 subscribers or more. I will go on your show.
Oh,
so maybe if we could get this big enough, we could get McAfee on.
I think. Let me see. 1,000 subscribers.
You could. I'm sure that you could pull it off and say that this is your podcast account. That your Twitter account is your podcast account.
Yeah, exactly. I have more than 1,000 subscribers on Facebook. So if I put
Yeah,
If I just start uploading these videos to Facebook Video,
that would be smart. And then his previous video 3 hours ago is the effect of lockdown and on prostitution and the price of heroin in Moscow.
now that motherfucker I want to talk to. This guy seems
He like I think he had sex with a whale.
yeah, that's the story I would want to talk to him about. Yo dog, do you want to talk about whale sex?
Or maybe he
John
wants
McAfee?
to or something. I don't know.
John McAfee.
Yeah, if you go to his first tweet, there's the email. You should try and get him on.
Whale sex. Enough of the whale fucking is non. Okay, we pulled up his tweet. Okay, whale fucking non-consent. A humpback whale weighs 70,000 pounds, is 50 feet long, can dive more than a quarter mile, and can crush ships in a single swipe of its tail. If a human manages to fuck one, you damn well better believe it's consensual.
I can't argue with that logic.
You know? I don't know. Well, yeah, because they're smart too, right?
Oh, apparently he's also mad at the Libertarian Party because he thinks it was a fraudulent election.
I mean, it was. I don't remember an election happening.
Me neither. I didn't vote.
Yeah. So I'm thinking he has a point there. This is a tight tweet though. This tweet rocks.
Yeah, and then he just apparently does like videos of him making cocktails in his like weird apartment.
Yeah, fuck having him on the.
Because I don't know where the fuck he is right now. I know he was on some island off of Cuba for a little while because he's on the run. But he was like off of some island for a while, but apparently he's got a place now. So good for my boy for getting a good place to his own, settling down.
Yeah, dude. I've got the email one open now. I'm gonna email him as soon as we get off. So watch this space for having John McAfee on the pod, the true libertarian presidential candidate, the man that would be king.
I think he could defeat at least Joe Biden. I'm not sure about Donald Trump, but he can for sure Joe Biden.
Oh yeah, no, I think if anyone could beat Trump from a non, not from the Democratic Party, I think McAfee has it like in the bag. You know. One of the ways Trump is like so able to like not have scandal touch him is that he just admits shit. He's just like, yeah, whatever. Like I fuck prostitutes and hookers and I mean not hookers, like porn stars or whatever. People don't give a fuck. So with McAfee, it'd be like, yeah, I fucked a whale. What of it? Like
that's why Joe Biden's been taking this L recently. Is because he just refuses to admit that he's a shitty guy.
Right.
Donald Trump is like, yeah, I'm a scumbag. Like, I mean, he was on WWE as the villain.
Yeah, exactly.
So that like people still have that in his mindset where it's like, of course he's a bad guy. That's why we like him.
Yeah. Yeah, we hired a bad guy. We want a bad guy.
Yeah.
It was time for the bad guy. So we found one, and now he's the president. It's cool, actually. Yeah, McAfee would be rad, though, as the good guy or as the, like, anti-hero to Trump's whatever he is. You know? That would be...
the anti-hero to the anti-hero?
Yeah, the more anti-hero. Like, the fully Joker-fied Trump would be John McAfee for sure. Yeah, there's like poop eating stories and all kinds of stuff, man. That guy rocks. Like, what are you talking about?
Crazy.
I'm for sure gonna try to have this guy on if he'll have me. If I do get him on, do you want to come back on to be on with him?
I don't even know how I would how do you interview John McAfee? I mean, I would love to, but I would just be I don't know if I'd be starstruck or just blown away or like that's some crazy energy, man.
Yeah, it is.
But actually, you know what? I think I would like to have him on just because I was talking to my dad recently, and he's a bit of a McAfee stan. In terms of the product, like he likes it, and so I would really like to have John McAfee tell my dad that McAfee sucks.
Yes. Okay, that's the move. We'll get your dad on when when we have McAfee like locked in. I'll have you back on the pod for fucking sure. So here's the bugs I have to work out with this style of podcasting where I have like a visual element.
Yeah, you're doing my profile picture now. I like that.
Yeah. And what the bugs are, I'm thinking a little bit too heavily about the video I make, like the visual part,
Uh-huh.
and like what I'm moving around.
So
And
you need a non-visual guy.
yeah, exactly. I need like the visual. Well, I need someone else to do the visual guy part for me.
Yeah.
I can like not be doing this, but be talking and riffing.
Yeah,
Or
that would be good.
or I could like record myself doing this and then just like have a video of this playing.
That's also a good idea. Shit.
Like just make memes on Twitter all day, like for Twitter, you know, and then just run like an hour of that, and then I don't have to worry about the video part. It would be pretty tight. Hell yeah. So that profile picture is trashed now.
That's okay. I mean, shit, it was already trashed when I threw it on there.
Well, no, the good news is now that is boom. And one more. I said one more. There we go. Boom, boom. There. Now the plug's in the video too. Wait, this is your alt. Fuck.
Hell yeah.
I almost put your alt in the thing. Well, whatever. I'm gonna put your alt in it. There we go.
That's okay. That one needs more followers anyways, so.
So follow, cancel and tweet. Boom. Made the visual and it's out and it's there. Hell yes. Gonna absolutely, if this computer decides to act right. What are we talking? We're talking about McAfee. Definitely gonna have McAfee on as soon as possible.
That would rock. I need to get 1,000 followers on my podcast so I can fucking have.
Yeah. It depends on the metrics. Like if I message him about if I say, yo, I'm down or whatever, we'll see, like what subscriber count matters. Cause I have way more than 1,000 Twitter followers. I have way more than 1,000 Facebook subscribers.
Yeah, I'm sure that you could definitely position that.
Like the YouTube, I think, the YouTube is where I keep these posted so that people can see my wonderful visuals that change all the time, and are good actually.
I'm pro the visuals.
Yeah, I'm starting to really like the visuals too. This I'm gonna put the visuals up for the. Well, no, I'm not. Well, yeah, I am. I'm gonna put the visuals up for the outro music already, just to see if it works correctly, like I wanted it to. Boom, and then zoom. JJ Demon, the Great Satan, and then in parentheses, like a country song, it says "Eat the Rich." Yeah. That's the name of the dance. Is the "Eat the Rich" dance. Which it's a tight ass song. I'm really glad to have a song that's the same name as the podcast so that we can use it as outro music, because the outro is dope as shit too. Like third verse on this thing is fucking awesome. And
yeah, I liked the little snippet of the intro music that I heard. I'm gonna have to give it a full listen.
Oh yeah, the intro music was just a mashup. It was Death Grips and the Doom soundtrack.
Was it? Shit, yeah. I didn't even put that together.
Yeah, it was the BFG music from Doom. So like 9-string guitar and then Death Grips.
I love both, so shit. No wonder I liked it.
Yeah, hard same. Big fan of both of those things.
I haven't played Eternal yet. Probably should do that sometime, considering I'm literally starting a gaming podcast where I talk about the games that people are playing.
Hell yeah. All I do is play, like the only games I play are GTA series.
Yeah.
Like I fuck with, San Andreas was like the first video game I ever played. Like seriously as an adult.
Same. Yeah. I didn't get into GTA until 5 because I'm probably the youngest person you've ever had on this podcast. I'm only 20.
Oh damn, hell yeah. I bought the 360 specifically to play 5, which will give you some kind of context of how long I was playing San Andreas. I had the regular Xbox that I got for free.
Yeah.
And I have been playing San
Holy
Andreas.
shit.
And then my 32nd.
Yeah, GTA came out. San Andreas came out a month before I turned 5 years old.
San Andreas did?
San Andreas did. I 5 was the first. I bought 5 like I think a year or two after it came out because it was the first. It was the first game I wanted to try out. I built a computer and then I'd gotten a job, so I had a bunch of money and I was like 14 years old. So I was like, shit, all right, let's fucking go. And I bought GTA because I was like, what's the most graphically intensive game? And this was 2015, 2013 maybe. I don't know.
Right.
Between those. So I was like, oh, of course it's going to be. And it still looks fantastic.
Yeah. No, it holds up. Like, I can play San Andreas now.
Yeah.
It's like such a good game. In terms of like, especially like when you stop, I don't know, like messing with the kind of things that got boring after the first playthrough, where you're like how fat he is, how skinny he is, how buff he is, all that stuff. And you just like try to play it as fast as you can or like whatever. It's fun to just pick up and goof off with, honestly.
But yeah, I'll load it up every like week or so, maybe even a month, and just like do mass shootings.
Yeah,
because
exactly.
it's an excellent mass shooting simulator.
Yes. Oddly enough, yeah, GTA 5 is not as good of a mass shooting simulator as.
Well, yeah, because it doesn't have. I feel like the population isn't as dense as the other ones. Because I've gone back and played some of the other ones. I haven't played San Andreas, but I have Vice City. I have San Andreas as well, but I've played Vice City and 4.
Yeah.
And I think that 4 really is like the best balance between like just crazy high simulation shit, like
Yeah.
in terms of like the cars and the population, and sort of like nice graphics. It does still look amazing.
Hell yeah. Yeah, no, 4, I have Ballad of Gay Tony and Lost and Damned, and those are really fun to play through too. Yeah, 4 is awesome. It is really good for like that balance of, mass shooter simulator / like the car driving isn't as good in 4, but like that's fine because everything's so tight. Like,
I'm actually reading up on San Andreas right now, and interesting little like sort of circle back, a little connection back to earlier of our podcast, but one of Hillary Clinton's first things as senator was trying to ban this game.
Dude, what?
Yeah, because when they found out, because there was the release, but then like a week later, someone found the hot coffee shit.
Oh, shit.
And she was like the first senator to be like, yo, we should be putting regulation. We can't let people see people have sex.
On a video game.
On a video game.
In pixels. Like super, super giant pixels of people having sex. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, she was a senator in New York City at that time. Or New York, not New York City. But yeah, she was like she was crazy, like just picking stupid fights when she was a senator. She was
senator. I think that sort of led to a big downfall in the attitude of the Democratic Party among young people, because you just see them like, okay, what are the 2 things that sort of everyone associates Democrats with wanting to ban? And that's like guns and video games with gigantic boobies in it.
Yeah.
And both of those things are really fun.
Yeah, exactly.
And so you see these people coming in and wanting to ban like things that make you look cool and things that make you see giant anime titties. And it's like, oh shit, these people are the bad people.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, wait, my mom's like least fun friend likes that party. That party probably sucks.
Mm-hmm.
I want literally nothing to do with those people. Wait, who's this weird guy, Michael Bodnarik, that thinks that like drugs should be legal all the time and no one should go to jail for basically anything that's not immediate violence?
Yep.
That's how you get teenage libertarians.
It really is. Like, that's pretty much how I became like a teenage Republican, because I was like, oh, all of my fun friends, like, are Republicans, and all of my boring friends are like Democrats. And then like I had a weird woke phase in high school, like my freshman year of high school. I had like this weird woke phase where I was like, everything has to be PC. But they started to take it to like weird extremes where like they would get mad at me because they had all these like conflicting liberal ideals in their head. So like they would get mad at me when I made like jokes about cops being racist because it was like mean to cops.
Right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You can't say cops are racist because
Exactly. And they were like, well,
yeah,
not all cops, and like that's demeaning to yourself because you're limiting your own viewpoint. And I'm like, it's not that deep.
yeah, yeah.
And then just immediately, like until I was probably 17, I was like an edgelord, like 4chan, ironic racist type. And now I'm that, but with communism.
Right.
That's the best part about the left, is it lets me be racist while also wanting to help people.
Right. That is, a lot of people don't understand that about about the left, is that we're actually kind of okay with racism as long as it's not racism.
Exactly. Like sometimes you got like, especially like Italian Americans, you can say whatever the fuck you want about them.
Of course, because they
Yeah,
have no systemic power, or because they have systemic power.
exactly.
So that's not racism. Yeah, no, it's like doing racism is like against the rules. You know, if we were to say that there are rules, doing racism is against the rules. But like, you know, making jokes is not against the rules, and that's not racism. It can uphold racisms and like weird opinions that people have. And when I say weird, I mean like super uncool opinions that like, maybe do underlie a systemic power imbalance or whatever. So like there's nuance there. You're not just allowed to say all the slurs for no reason.
You got to have reason to say the slurs.
Right, yeah, you got to be saying the slur with a specific intention, I think. Is that how it's I think a lot of open mic comics have a thing about that where they're like the intention thing.
Which makes sense.
The intention. But then I've done comedy for a really long time, and like you can never, like, if you run over a kid, driving drunk, or you're like not drunk, but you're driving someone home that is drunk, right? So you've got great intentions when you leave the bar. You're like saving a person's life, and then you like run over a kid, right? Well, you didn't not run over that kid.
Yeah, it sort of crosses it. It's sort of it almost, it's like PEMDAS. It crosses that shit out.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. The subtraction happens at the end.
Exactly.
So you still fucked up. Like you fucked up pretty good. You did a racism. It's not good to do racisms.
Well, actually, one of the things I learned in my I took a law class in my I think it was my junior year of high school. It's really fucking easy to like beat a running over a kid case.
Oh yeah.
They have like a whole like area of law that's just like around
running over
because like kids are stupid. They'll run out into the middle of the street. So like as long as you can prove that you were like not on your phone,
right,
you were sober, and you like haven't had a history of like doing fucked up driving shit, you're fine.
Hell yeah. That's actually pretty tight, because those kids, like toddlers are like one of the most specific groups, like the groups like most specifically likely to have accidentally like murdering a person with a gun.
Which makes sense. I mean, shit.
Yeah.
Like,
so like really
even babies know that guns are cool.
Yeah, you're standing your ground actually against those kids with guns when you run one over. So it's good actually. So running a toddler over is like doing the Italian guy voice, right?
Exactly.
And driving the drunk guy home is like trying to make communism but saying slurs.
Yeah, that makes I can't argue with that logic.
Yeah, I think we figured it out. So I'm with her, and her being the slurs. Her is a slur. I'm with I'm hashtag I'm with slur. Let's get that trending. I'm with slur. I don't know how to make that a thing. This is a funny thing to talk about when like about to play somebody's songs or like because I don't know if he's writing off on even joking about saying slurs ironically.
Yeah.
I doubt he would be okay. I mean, I don't even say slurs ironically except for the funny ones. The only slurs I say are really funny. So that's kind of how I feel about slurs. Like, you know,
Yeah, you gotta. The only way that you can get away with slurs is either, and actually, this ties into something else that I saw on the Twitter Explore page because I've just been refreshing Twitter this entire time.
oh yeah,
It's practically a compulsion for me now. But the only two ways you can get away with slurs are either be really funny
right,
or uh, just do it in like the stupidest way possible.
right,
And it's Bob Dylan's birthday today. And Bob Dylan probably has my favorite out of any of the classic rock people who have dropped the N word because he dropped the N word in a song that was advocating against racism.
right,
He has a song, Hurricane. It's like 8 minutes long. It's one of my favorite Bob Dylan songs because of how goofy it is.
right.
But he just drops like he didn't have to say the N word, but he just chose to say the N word in his song about like police brutality and racism.
Yeah,
And
Super didn't have to. Like
no
exactly.
one got mad.
Yeah,
No
no one
one
gave
got mad.
a fuck. He never got canceled. Phil Oakes is the same way. Like he did change his from the slur form to like the not slur form. Because like he was like, whoa, people that are liking this are liking it for absolutely the wrong reason. He was like looking in the audience and people were like saying that word a little louder than he was comfortable with. It was like, oh, that's the word you remember, huh? And so he changed it. But
Yeah, I don't think there's because like even people got a little mad at like the Queen because Queen has an N word song. And
damn.
so people got a little bit mad about that, but it's sort of fallen by the wayside because everyone only knows like 4 Queen songs now. And then
Mm,
um,
or-
I
Sorry.
can't think of any other dumb classic rock N words. I know that there's been a lot, but Bob Dylan and Queen are the only two that I remember off the top of my head.
Oh man, I'm not going into the Freddie Mercury said the N word discourse.
Which is funny because he's technically I think he was born in Africa.
Yeah, he's like Albanian, right? Do we just get to do a Grift callback? Can we talk about Grift's merch?
Sure, go
Albania?
ahead.
I think we just.
Yeah, he was born in Tanzania,
Oh, okay. Now I'm an
in
idiot.
Zanzibar, so which is I think in Africa.
Yeah. So not Tasmania.
No, Tanzania.
That's
Which
in
is,
Australia.
yeah.
Um. Uh. Oh.
He was born in some weird ass island in Tanzania, which is in Africa. So I guess that means technically
Yeah.
Freddie Mercury is black and he can say the N word. So I'm gonna have to actually rescind that cancellation.
Yeah. I don't think anyone's canceled him for it. Like I'm
I don't
seeing.
think so. I think that because he went out like he did, he sort of become uncancelable, and I'm gonna have to
Right.
rescind my cancellation act.
Yeah. Yeah. He says it in like a. Okay. Oh shit. Okay. So he's actually literally talking about imperialism and like colonialism.
Is he really? I've never actually heard the song. I just
Yeah,
know he said it.
it's like a prefix to the word sugar, right? SUGAR, and
Oh,
not like kissing, but like the actual product
hmm
sugar. So he's saying that it was like so he's being specific about like that it was slave derived and it's specifically talking about imperialism and colonialism.
Mhm.
So
Another weird little Queen fact, and let me see if I can find a. Is they actually have a song That's
Yeah.
about a boat that's directly connected to the Epstein conspiracy.
What?
Yeah, they have
Hell
it.
yeah.
They have it for on this. They have a song. The reason that they wrote the song about it was a far more normal means,
Yeah.
which was the guy that owned it was killed on it, probably for Epstein related reasons. But
Yeah.
the boat was actually owned by Ghislaine Maxwell's dad,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
who got the Epstein, who basically was like the Obi-Wan to Epstein's Anakin,
Right.
and they wrote a song about it,
Damn.
which is wild.
That's tight as hell. What song?
It's called Khashoggi's Yacht or Khashoggi's Ship.
Queen ship song. I don't know how to spell Khashoggi, so I'll find it. Holy shit. Okay, Khashoggi. Okay. Okay, Khashoggi's Ship lyrics, 1989, penultimate album. Okay, who said my party was all over? Huh. I'm in pretty good shape. The best years of my life are like a supernova.
Oh no, I'm thinking of a different Khashoggi. I mean, this guy is also weird. Holy shit.
Yeah. Perpetual craze. I said that. Everybody drank my wine. You get my drift. His adrenochrome. They were stealing his essence, right? And then we took a holiday on Khashoggi's ship. Well, we really had a good time. They was all so sexy. We was bad. We was blitzed. All in all, it was a pretty good trip. Okay. Then the hook. This big bad sucker with a fist as big as your head wanted to get me. I said, go away. I said, kiss my ass, honey. He pulled out a gun, wanted to arrest me. Oh, Ghislaine Maxwell's dad was in, he was like what do you call it? He was
Mossad guy. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Mossad
It was Maxwell, the previous owner of the yacht, who died on the boat. Adnan Khashoggi died of Parkinson's, but he was also an arms dealer. So there's even more fucked up shit.
right. Okay, gun, arresting. We were phased. We was pissed. Just having a total eclipse. Bup, bup, and then a bunch of scatting, you know? And he goes, hey, that's good. Ooh, woo, 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 woo. And then he goes, ha. And he says, this one's on me, so let us do it just right. This here one party don't get started till midnight. And then it says, yeah. And then there's an outro, and the outro is like, hey, ha, everybody's party to the left, party to the right. Lay mine in the middle. Do it all night. All
Party
right,
to
all
the
right.
left, party to the right.
Yeah.
Conservatives and Democrats are both implicated in the Epstein conspiracy.
Yeah, exactly. On the inside of the framework of liberalism, everybody in the far right is implicated inside of that window. Party to the left, party to the right.
Everybody comes to Epstein's.
And then he's saying he's in the middle of that, right? So he's like he's like a Klobuchar, like a Biden, you know. He's like in the middle of the far right. So he's like, do it all right, all night, all right, all right. Hey, two within the middle with you. We're going, buddy. Hey, hey, all right. Hey, left, right.
God
left,
damn,
right.
we won't even have time to get McAfee on here because we're gonna be in like a CIA prison.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to jail if I'm not careful. I need to not look at his Khashoggi's ship lyrics. The Miracle is also one of the worst, in my opinion. It's one of the worst.
Queen album, yeah. I'm more partial to their other albums myself. I don't think there's a single song on The Miracle that I fuck with.
I Want It All's really good.
Yeah,
I Want It All's on The Miracle. Breakthrough is also on The Miracle. The Invisible Man.
I don't think I've heard either one of those.
Yeah, and then The Miracle, the title track is another single. It was the last single on the record.
I will say it is a pretty trippy album cover.
Yeah, it's tight, right? It looks like I made it in
MS Paint. You probably could.
Actually, if I do this, we take this and we put this like this, and then we go back over here, and then I don't want to cut all of it out. I just want to cut the Eat the Rich part out so that it's there. and then we go like this. Oh, that's way too small. Okay. Let's make this resize 300-ish. Okay. And we want just this part of his face. And then image select this part.
Yeah, I guess fucking The Miracle's kind of sandwiched in between two killer albums. Because Innuendo rocks, and A Kind of Magic is also fucking incredible.
There we go. Now we're cooking with gas. Now we're really getting somewhere with this slide cast about MS Paint art. I'm doing it up real big to the right and to the left. And then in the middle. You know what I mean? You just got to go over here and then you do that, and then you Control A, and then you move it over there, and then you don't get canceled for saying the N-word because you're gay.
Yeah, and black.
And I don't know if he's technically black or politically black.
He's more politically black, I'm gonna say, but
I think he's just politically black. And that's what Joe Biden was talking about with the, with telling people what they are. Damn. Hey, thanks for coming on again.
No problem. I had a lot of fun.
It was super fun.
I think this is the first podcast I've gone through without saying the N-word.
That's really good. I'm glad that you did that as a favor to me. Are you allowed to say the N-word? Like, do you have?
I am allowed to say. I am allowed to say the N-word. I'm half black. I'm not full black, so I can't. I can't say it with enthusiasm. I have to sort of, say it with just sort of like thanks, basically.
Gratitude.
Exactly.
You only say it. You only say it when you're very appreciative.
Exactly.
Oh my God. Yeah. Even though you're allowed to, thank you, Jolene, for not saying it. That would be. I mean, it doesn't. Like I said, it doesn't matter if you're allowed to say it. And you say whatever you want.
Yeah. No, I think that'll be a good departure from the norm.
Yeah.
It sort of made it a bit.
I think it never came up.
No, it really didn't. I don't think we talked about the N-word at all.
No, not really.
No.
There were no opportunities that you could have slipped it in if you really wanted to or something,
Not at all.
So that's really good. They just worked out that way. You weren't like trying not to. You just didn't.
Not at all. No.
Which is pretty tight. And yeah, that's very lucky of us. And there's gonna be a link to like what I'm gonna affectionately call the official theme song of the pod, "The Great Satan" by JJ Demon. I'm gonna play a little bit of that on the way out. We'll go ahead and listen to that last verse and maybe a little bit of the ending recitative is what I like to call it.
Tylenol 4s of the bomb. If you take like 10 of them, you're scared. How the fuck I still got a full head of hair? Not a single brain. Fuck the cops, family first, every single day. Bringing a child when I bring the Lord, my arms got a box cutter insignia. We gotta abolish ICE, we gotta abolish ICE, abolish it. No need to apologize to Holocaust apologists. But no reason we colonize the land and put up monuments. Dope needles, not assigned to globe stands and astonish. I hope there'll be a punishment. I really wanna get bloody. I really wanna stand in judgment of anybody taking money from anybody in the struggle. Anybody on a budget. Poor people getting 10 to 20 for some dumb shit. Corporations incorporating a bloodlet. Mark my fucking words, this coup will not be bloodless. Mark my fucking words, this coup will not be bloodless.
This line was like stuck in my head for like all day the first time I heard this track.
Yeah, I'm gonna need a link to this. I'm gonna have to. Is it on Spotify?
It's on Spotify and YouTube. I'm gonna put the YouTube link in the
fucking words, this coup will not be
in the description.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to put that on a playlist or two.
Hell yeah. We're out.